Hey everyone, today I've decided to start up a new series of videos that will be explaining certain Zed mechanics in Killing Floor. By mechanics, I mean things like resistances, weaknesses, behaviors, and triggers that some of the Zeds have. And this is mainly aimed at people who are just coming up from hard to suicidal or hell on earth difficulties. And when you move up to these higher difficulties, you need to understand a lot of these changes and how you can use Zed mechanics to your advantage if you want to be successful. I really only plan on covering the Scrake, the Fleshpound, and the Patriarch in this series, but if you want me to look at some other Zeds, just let me know and I'll see if I can put a video together for them. So in this first video, we're going to be looking at the Fleshpound. Alright, the most important thing you need to know about the Fleshpound is what causes him to rage. There are two separate triggers for it. The first is damage over time. And what this means is if you cause more than 360 damage to the Fleshpound in 2 seconds or less, then he'll rage on you. Another thing you can see here is that the Fleshpound's rage has no cooldown to it, so as long as you keep meeting the DOT requirement, he'll just keep raging back to back. And you can imagine how this could very easily cause a wipe. Now the second trigger is caused by time. When the Fleshpound first spots you, it starts up a 10-second timer, and a random variable between 1 and 5 is added to that. So what this means is that if the Fleshpound has line of sight of you for a minimum of 11 seconds or a maximum of 15 seconds, then it'll automatically rage. So there is a way you can prevent the Fleshpound from raging, and I'm sure you've probably already seen some Berserkers or medics doing this before. Anytime the Fleshpound attacks someone, it automatically resets his rage timer. So if you're a Berserker or medic, you can easily take advantage of this by moving in close enough that he'll take a swing at you, but then backing away so that you don't get a hit. And as long as you keep letting him take swings at you before his rage timer runs out, you can keep him in the passive state indefinitely. Now what about those times when you got an angry Fleshpound already chasing after you? Well, there's one way you can save yourself from damage by taking advantage of a similar mechanic in the Fleshpound. If you can find a door to weld shut, then when the Fleshpound stops and attacks that door while he's raged, it will bring him out of his rage and put him back into the passive state. Now let's look at the Fleshpound's resistances, and there are plenty of them. He has 50% resistance to nearly all regular damage. This includes flamethrowers, melee weapons, shotguns, assault rifles. He only takes half damage from all of those. He has 25% resistance against M14, lever action rifle, and impact headshots. By impact, I mean things like undetonated law rockets and the Husk fireball launcher. Those all count as impact damage. And this is the most important one. On Suicidal and Hell on Earth only, he has 65% resistance against crossbow headshots. Now the Fleshpound has lots of resistances, but he also has a few weaknesses. As you can see, it's all demo weapons. He takes 25% more damage from M79, M32, and M203 grenades. He takes 100% more damage from hand grenades and pipe bombs. Again, that's double damage against both of those weapons. That explains why the grenade combos work so well on him. And against the law, he has no resistance or weakness. He just takes flat damage from it. This explains why Demo is often singled out as the best perk for killing Fleshpounds. And on that note, I have one final tip for Demolitions players. Aim for the head. I think a lot of people don't realize that the grenade launchers also get a damage bonus for headshots, so not only are you taking advantage of the Fleshpound's weakness to the grenades, but you're also adding on a headshot multiplier that's going to kill him a lot faster. So remember, always aim for the head. And that's going to do it for this video, so I hope some of you guys find this information helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment on the video, and I'll see you next time.